Hi, Shepherd Youth. My name is Lisa McGloiry, and I am so excited to meet up with you today. I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to talk about a ministry here at Shepherd Church, and that is the Dream of Destiny. But before I do, just a little bit about myself. I'm sure I've had the pleasure of meeting some of you these past 4.5 years around campus when I directed communications at Shepherd Church. And during that time, I had the honor of just being able to promote many of your events and campaigns in partnership with your leaders. But I'm so excited because the Lord has now transitioned me into a new role, and that's to head Dream of Destiny. For those of you that are not familiar with this ministry was started by Pastor Dudley some years back, and this ministry, Dream of Destiny, fosters racial reconciliation. What we're trying to do is to make sure that churches and educational institutions and organizations are intentional about breaking down racial barriers, promoting diversity, inclusion with the community that they serve. You know, one thing that we know about Pastor Dudley, he's had a heart about this for years. And one thing we also know is that as a church, Shepherd is multiracial and multicultural, and we worship and do life together, whether we come from different backgrounds, or we look different, or we have different skin tones or ethnicities. We have been doing that for years, but you know what? A lot of churches and a lot of organizations still struggle with this area. You know, Dr. Martin Luther King said over 50 years ago that the Sunday is the most segregated time in all of America. And we would call that weekend services today. And you know, that was 50 some years ago, and we're still struggling with this area today. And so Dream of Destiny wants to help churches that are struggling in this area. We will be offering two primary areas of support. One is resources and content and seminars eventually on this issue of racial reconciliation. And then also we're going to be offering them communication consulting support. And what that means is a lot of urban small churches struggle with the area of telling the Jesus story. So we're going to help them, whether that means we need to help them get up a website or freshen their website, or help them with their bulletins, or help promote their events. We're going to be that resource to come alongside of them in this area. So I wanted to just talk to you a little bit now about how I believe that you, Shepherd Church, can really just partner and come alongside of us to help us with our mission and goals. One thing we know about you, your generation, is that the world calls you Generation Z. And one thing about you that we know about, a couple of things that we know about you, is that in addition to you being brilliant, in addition to you being technically savvy, you care about social justice. You care when people are in need. In fact, when our nation was gripped with the death of George Floyd, it was your generation who stepped up and said, wait a minute, we need to have a conversation about this. This thing has to change. And if I can just speak something to you that's in my heart, one thing I truly believe, that if anybody is going to make a difference, anybody is going to change that dial and break down racial barriers in this country, it is going to be you, your generation. Because frankly, my generation and the generation before me, we haven't gotten it right. And so we need you. And even more than what the world calls you, Shepherd Youth, the Lord calls you so much more. You are the daughters and sons of the Most High, and He has a special plan for each of you, and even you as a group at Shepherd Youth, according to Jeremiah 29:11. And one thing I know for sure is that He has put so much inside of you. One day, many of you will go be missionaries, or one of you may become a doctor or lawyer or teacher. And in those roles, you can do so much to foster racial unity because you are the children of God. And so what I want to do is just encourage you and challenge you with 4 points. The first point is just to pray. I ask that you just pray for me and pray for this ministry as we just help these other churches just to realize that we need to be unified just as God sees. One day when we go to heaven, we will be standing before the King of Kings, all of us, all different colors and races and nationalities, praising God forever. And so we want to be able to make this reality known for them. Would you please pray for us? The second, I just ask you to just practice inclusion in Shepherd Youth, which I know you have been, but even in your personal lives. Let's go beyond just saying we have friends of this color and that color. Let's go deep. Let's have these conversations. Let's build relationships with people that truly don't look like us, and go out and seek the unseen and really try to really understand their story. Let them tell you their story, and you learn from them and they from you. Go deep, talk about these issues, and pray and do life together, because I truly believe that the racial problem can be solved if we start first with relationships. And just third, I just pray that you'll position yourself. Shepherd Youth, you can take the lead on this issue. Partner with other youth groups from other churches and help to serve the urban community. You guys have done so much in our community so far, but I just pray that maybe you can find some just causes around this issue and make a difference. And lastly, I just pray and just ask that you would just consider partnering with us, because again, if anyone is going to turn this dial on this racial problem, it's going to be you. You are the future leaders of Shepherd Church. You are the future leaders of our nation. You can truly make a difference, and I would be honored if you would partner with us at Dream of Destiny. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and have a great day.